Hello and welcome to FC Transfer Hub, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool step up, pursuit of Marc Guehi as Crystal Palace. Prepare for change? Liverpool's interest in Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi continues to grow, with developments in South London indicating a crucial period ahead for both clubs. Crystal Palace brace for squad. Upheaval Palace sanctioned the $67.5 million sale of Ebereki Eze to Arsenal earlier this month, a move that significantly bolstered the club's finances but created a new challenge for Oliver Glasner. The Austrian coach, who led his side to FA Cup glory last season, must now consider how to reshape his squad in the final stretch of the transfer window. Losing both Eze and Guehi in one window would be a seismic blow, particularly with the centre-back, entering the last year of his contract in 2026. Glasner has even joked about the lack of depth in his defense, suggesting he might try his boots at centre-back if Guehi departs before deadline day. Liverpool sense opportunity. Liverpool remain keen admirers of Guehi, who has become a mainstay for Palace since arriving from Chelsea. His homegrown status enhances his appeal to Anfield's hierarchy as it provides valuable flexibility within Premier League registration rules. As reported earlier this year, Liverpool view Guehi as a potential cornerstone of their defensive rebuild under Arne Slot. The Dutchman secured the Premier League title in his first season in charge and is determined to add further quality to maintain momentum. With Guehi's contract winding down, Liverpool believe a deal could be struck at a figure below his true market value. Such a scenario would represent both a strategic signing and an astute piece of business for a club seeking long-term stability at the back. Fabrizio Romano details Palace's contingency plans. Transfer specialist Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Crystal Palace have already moved to identify possible replacements for Guehi. According to his latest update, Palace have joined the race for Toulouse defender J.D. Canvo. Romano reported that Aston Villa saw a bid rejected for the Frenchman last week, and Toulouse are expected to demand around $20 million. Canvot's profile is said to mirror Guehi's, combining composure on the ball with pace and aerial presence at 6'2". Such a signing would soften the impact of Guehi's departure, although the timing remains crucial. Palace's supporters have witnessed two pivotal players linked with moves away in the same summer, leaving Chairman Steve Parish with difficult decisions to make in the coming days. Guehi's future under the spotlight. With Liverpool pushing and Palace weighing their options, Guehi's future is firmly in focus. His importance to Glasner's system is unquestioned, but financial realities and contract pressures may yet dictate the outcome. Liverpool, armed with the confidence of a title-winning squad and guided by Slot's ambitious plans, are positioning themselves to take advantage should Palace open the door. The coming week could prove decisive in shaping the next chapter of Guehi's career. Rodrygo transfer latest as Real Madrid waits for Liverpool's phone call. Real Madrid is said to be waiting on a call from clubs in the Premier League amid apparent interest in Rodrygo from Liverpool. Manchester City and Arsenal. Rodrygo has started just 2 games under new Madrid boss Xabi Alonso, and one of those was Alonso's first game in charge at the start of the Club World Cup. It is claimed by Marca that movements will occur at Madrid during the final few days of the transfer window, which closes next Monday. Liverpool has been linked with Rodrygo throughout the summer, but Manchester City has also entered the fray in recent weeks amid Savinho's possible move to Tottenham. Realistically, Liverpool has bigger priorities than signing a new winger, namely landing a new centre-back and a new striker, so a move for Rodrygo in the next few days does feel quite unlikely. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano gave an update on the future of Rodrygo over the weekend, saying that Madrid is likely to command a fee in excess of $115 million for the winger. Romano was actually reporting in relation to City being linked with Rodrygo, and it sounds as though it could be a tricky deal to do. My feeling is that for Man City, the only way to open doors for Savinho to go is if they find the right replacement, Romano said. The player they want remains Rodrygo from Real Madrid, but Rodrygo is very expensive, more than 100 million, 86.6. He has a big salary. Rodrygo is very happy at Real Madrid, so it's a deal to build. I always told you about Man City wanting Rodrygo, but you have to build this one. By build, I mean salary, convincing the player and also the fee for Real Madrid. This is not something you close in 24 hours. Liverpool's main priorities in the transfer window appear to remain signing Marc Guehi and Alexander Isak, but the Reds are running out of time to get the deals over the line before the window closes. Guehi is out of contract at Palace at the end of the season, and Palace chairman Steve Parish is open to selling him this summer for the right price. However, Liverpool and Palace remain some way apart with their valuations of the player, which is also seemingly the case with Isak, too. Isak has not played for Newcastle since before the club's preseason tour of China amid his desire to move to Liverpool. Rumor-mongering Liverpool not interested in signing Barcola or Fofana. Liverpool appear dangerously thin in attack as the summer transfer window nears its end, with Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and new signing Hugo Ekitike the top three options for manager Arne Slot, and only Federico Chiesa as senior forward depth across the entire front line. Last season, Slot had Salah and Gakpo as well as Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, and Diogo Jota as options before getting to the seemingly unfavored Chiesa. Even if the Italian is part of Slot's plans for the 2025-26 season, that seems a clear downgrade in the club's attack depth department. For a side looking to defend a Premier League title and play 60-plus games, a side that even with the options on hand last season looked exhausted towards the end of it, to close out the transfer window without at least one more attacking signing would be a clear and total failure. Despite that, and despite the club's struggles to convince Newcastle to part ways with superstar striker Alexander Isak, club-connected journalist Paul Joyce has today in the Times ruled out a pair of presumed Plan B options in Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola and Lyons' Malik Fofana. It's a ruling out that will raise eyebrows, with a growing feeling Liverpool are on the verge of turning a window that saw them sign Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez and Ekitike into disappointment and a weaker overall squad than the Reds ended last season with. It would be one thing to stick to their guns and say nothing less than Plan A will do if, at the very least, the squad wasn't weaker than last season. It would be far more difficult to accept the club not having replacements lined up or a viable Plan B following this summer's many departures. Transfer news live. Liverpool make Isak call, Spurs prepare 74mm bid, Chelsea deal. We are just 7 days from the end of the summer transfer window, and it's going to be a bumpy ride from here. For most teams, business is anything but done, and speculation is still rife over the futures of many big-name players. Liverpool are still being linked with Alexander Isak, who is still in exile at Newcastle. Crystal Palace are battling to keep hold of Marc Guehi, while Tottenham are suddenly chasing signings after being hijacked by Arsenal when they thought they sealed a deal for Ebereki Eze. Meanwhile, Manchester United and Chelsea are still trying to move a host of players away to raise funds. There are still 4 Premier League games this weekend, and yet managers are likely to be asked as much about transfers as they are about performances and results. Wolves turned down bid for striker. Wolves have turned down a $50 million offer from Newcastle in exchange for Jorgen Strand Larsen, according to Sky Sports. Wolves believe the Norway international is too important to sell, and they feel they wouldn't have enough time to find a replacement as the summer transfer window closes next Monday. So the club have no intentions to sell him this summer. The striker, who joined Wolves from Celta Vigo last July, bagged 14 Premier League goals last season. He has 4 years remaining on his current contract. Newcastle offered striker Newcastle have been offered the chance to sign a striker. TBR Football report that Sporting star Conrad Harder has been offered to the Magpies, but they will need to act quickly if they are to acquire his services. AC Milan are currently in advanced talks to sign the 20-year-old in a deal worth in the region of $20 million. Talks are ongoing, but Newcastle are cited as long-term admirers of Harder and therefore may pounce upon the chance to hijack the move. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.